We're going to talk about a word that, for a lot of us, probably makes us cringe a little bit: marketing. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? Today, we're diving into the work of Seth Godin to completely reframe marketing, not as a selfish act of selling, but as a genuine chance to serve people.
No, really. Just take a second and think about it. When I say the word marketing, what's the first image or the first feeling that pops into your head? My guess is, for a lot of us, it's not great. Yeah, for so many of us, it's this stuff. It's this feeling of being overwhelmed, of being interrupted. Marketing has kind of become this catch-all term for noise, for hype, and for things we're actively trying to ignore. And you know what? Let's be honest. There's a pretty good reason for that.
So, if we want to build a better way forward, we first have to understand the old way. This isn't just a history lesson. It's about seeing why that foundation is so broken, so we can really appreciate the new one. So let's dig in and confront this problem head on.
Man, this quote really just nails the problem, doesn't it? This relentless, aggressive chase for attention, so often bending the truth, has cast this long, dark shadow over an entire profession. It's actually made good people, honorable people, hide what they do because they're ashamed to even call themselves marketers.
That whole attention at all costs approach, that is the old way. But here's the thing, it's not just annoying, it's just broken now. It doesn't work anymore. So let's break down exactly why that old playbook of just shouting at everyone has completely fallen apart.
For decades, this was the only game in town. I mean, TV and radio were literally built to host commercials. The entire business model was based on interrupting what you're doing, buying your attention for 30 seconds, and just blasting the same exact message to millions of people, hoping a tiny fraction of it would stick. And then the internet happened, and it changed the entire landscape. See, the internet wasn't built for mass interruption. It was built for connection. The whole paradigm shifted from one giant megaphone shouting at everybody to a billion tiny whispers between individuals. Trying to use those old shouting tactics here is like trying to yell in a library. It's just out of place, and it doesn't work. When you put it side by side like this, the difference is it's night and day, right? We are fundamentally moving from something selfish to something generous. We're moving from shouting to listening, from interruption to service. So this brings us to our new compass, and it's guided by two incredibly powerful yet simple ideas: service and empathy. This is the big shift in thinking that changes everything. Marketing is no longer a battle you have to win, it's a chance you get to serve.
This is it. This is the core idea.
It's not about solving your company's problem of needing more sales. It's about your customer's problem, their hopes, their needs. Marketing has to begin and end with them.
With this definition, the goal is totally different. It's not about hype, it's about help. Real modern marketing is about being a catalyst, a positive force for change in the lives of the people you're lucky enough to serve.
Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like when you're doing the work? Well, the most powerful way to really get this is with a super simple metaphor. You have to start with the lock, not the key. You know, when you hear it put that way, it sounds completely ridiculous. Of course you wouldn't do that. And yet, this is exactly how so many of us and so many businesses operate. It's the backward approach we've all kind of been taught.
This is the old way, and it's so inefficient and, honestly, kind of desperate. We build our amazing product or service in a bubble, and then we burn all our time, all our money, and all our energy trying to convince people that they have a problem that our key just happens to solve.
The new way completely flips this on its head. You start with empathy. You find a specific group of people, your people. You listen to them. You understand their frustrations, their hopes, their dreams. You find their lock. And only then you get to work carefully crafting the perfect key just for them.
This right here, this simple shift in perspective is the entire strategy. Stop trying to find customers for your stuff. Instead, start making stuff for your customers. When you start with a real desire to serve, the marketing almost takes care of itself because you've actually built something they truly want and need.
And that brings us right back to the beginning. When we adopt this mindset, marketing transforms. It goes from being something we have to do into something we get to do. It becomes meaningful work that actually makes a difference.
At the end of the day, this isn't about tricking people into buying average things. It's about creating real, genuine value. It's about serving a specific group of people so well that you actually make their world a little bit better. So, if you only take one single thing away from all of this, let it be this:
True marketing, effective marketing, modern marketing, it's not about you. It's an act of service. It's generous, and it's something you absolutely can and should be proud of.
And that leaves us with one final question. And this isn't just something to think about, it's something to act on. For a minute, forget about market share, forget clicks, forget conversions. Instead, just ask yourself this: who do you seek to serve, and what change do you seek to make for them? Because the answer to that, that's where great marketing begins.